Hello, happy day. I would like to chat with you about one simple way to increase your happiness. Now, it is simple, but it's not necessarily easy. So, as people, we're programmed to kind of react and respond to things constantly. There's all these things that are happening around us. People are talking, or you have sometimes as a mom, it feels like things coming at you from everywhere. Both of the kids are talking at the same time, and then maybe there's a tech thing going, and then another kid's toy going off, and you see that there's dishes piled up, and you hear the laundry and it's out of balance, so you need to go, readjust that. Like, does that sound familiar? You know, all of these things kind of coming at us at the same time, right? So there is something that I have found, and I have heard like numerous times, that it works wonders, but it's something that you have to build upon. So it's like those, it's a habit thing, right? It's a skill that it takes time to build upon. And I know that you can do it, because if I can do it and I get super overwhelmed easy, I know you can too. So I know that you're probably curious to hear what it is. So let's dive right in. So when I tell you this, you may have negative reactions, you may have positive reactions, you may say, oh, well, that sounds so easy. Of course you'd do that. Okay, yeah, that would be me. I'd probably be the one to say that. Are you ready? I did not make this up, but this is something that I have found super useful. I heard you can either be right or you can be happy. It sounds really simple, right? It's very, very simple. So, you have, for example, your toddler says, no, I know it's this. I know it's this. I know. So you can try to explain, for maybe a few minutes. But if they're still going to continue, that's just what they have in their head. Okay. So you can, attempt to explain, but at the same time, it is not going to necessarily be good to move on. Like, just to press it on and say you're wrong and all of these things, like that doesn't help. That's your ego wanting to say, no, you're wrong and I'm right. Well, the ego is there's so many layers to the problems with the ego, right? So they can find out. Like, that's some of the best ways in life, is to find things out for ourselves. Like, the best experiences or journeys or etc. is when we figure it out for ourselves. Like, that's a lot of the reason why coaching is so popular too. It's not someone necessarily telling you what to do constantly. It's you figuring these things out, asking the correct questions and figuring things out for yourself, or having someone like a life coach to be there and say, hey, have you considered this? Or what do you think about this? Or what if you did this, etc. And it sounds so simple, right? But when you have both of the kids in the car, saying this, and they're both wrong and everything, sometimes you just have to say, oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Or, oh, tell me more about that. But you don't have to have the last word, because you don't have to be right all the time. You're not going to be. And you need to give yourself that grace to say, I know I'm not going to be right all the time, and that's okay. But it's going to make you so much happier. You just giving yourself that leeway to say, I want to be happy. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. Like, I'm just going to let it go. And maybe that will foster more imagination with your kids. Maybe that will give you more peace in your day, so you can all go about and say, this is a little bit more, on the level that I want our emotions to be for the day. It's such a simple concept, but I promise it's a challenge. So I want to challenge you to figure out how you can do this today. Okay? I don't know if you want to write a sticky note, if you want to put an alarm on your phone, if you want to write it on a whiteboard or a chalkboard, however you decide to do it. You know, put the reminder, I can be right or I can be happy. I don't have to have the last word, or I don't need to always correct everything, which I get it. I can definitely be guilty of too. But if you do this, I promise you will notice changes in yourself and your family. It's also works with my spouse. You know, a perfect example. I'm used to driving on tollways. I've been around tollways my whole life. And we get this bill in the mail and he says, oh, it's this amount. I can't believe it. You know, why is it this amount? And I said, it's because you don't have a toll tag. It's cheaper if you have a toll tag. And he's like, oh, no. That's not the reason. Da, da, da. And I said, okay. And I just walked away. Sure enough, a few minutes later, he notices on the bill what they charged him and how much it would be if he had a toll tag. Could I have stood there and argued with him? Yep. But what good would it have done? Like, he was going to figure it out himself. He was going to read the bill. He was going to look at it. So I walked off happy, and he had the opportunity to figure it out. So he was happier because he said, oh, okay, I'll get it. I'll do it myself. Instead of me saying, oh, no, you have to do this. Like, you have to get a toll tag. Okay, well, I'll just let him figure it out, you know? So those are a couple of examples of I could be right or I could be happy. And, you know, will that work for everybody? I can't say. I'm not in your position. But I can say that giving yourself the opportunity to at least try it will open your mind to the ideas that you could use for yourself if that doesn't work. I guarantee you keeping an open mind about just sometimes letting things be will provide more happiness. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more info, you can head to my website. I'll put it down in the description. And if there's something that you want me to chat about specifically, let me know. So I hope you have a fantastic day.